You ever wake up and realize your life's about to turn into a legal thriller just from a set of tire tracks? Because that's how it started for me. Sunrise dew still fresh on the gravel, and I'm staring at wide, all-terrain prints cut straight across my private road. Not mine. I'd parked my truck in the barn the night before, hadn't had a visitor in days. But these tracks were crisp, heavy, deliberate, the kind you'd expect from some HOA hotshot feeling important in their white SUV. At first, I tried to laugh it off. Folks get lost out here all the time. GPS loses its mind in these hills, but then it kept happening. Week after week. I finally checked my cameras, and yep, every time there it is, a white SUV, big as life with a shiny Larkspur Hills HOA patrol logo slapped right on the door. That's when I got pissed. I mean, come on, I've lived on this land more than a decade, built this road myself, paved and maintained. It paid for every inch, and I keep it cleaner than half the county roads. My land starts where their HOA property ends. Got signs, fences, and a locked gate just to drive the point home. Private road, no trespassing, can't miss it unless you're blind or think rules don't apply to you. So imagine my mood when I catch on camera two uniformed jokers with HOA patches waltzing through my gate, acting like they own the place. Didn't even force the lock, which meant they either waited for someone or worse, somehow got the access code. One snapping pictures of my garage, the other measuring distances with a tape like he's building a case. Through the mic, I hear them mutter about non-compliant gradients. That's HOA code for we're about to make your life a living hell. I freeze their faces back up the footage, good enough for a courtroom or the sheriff. Maybe both. Now let me back up a sec. Used to be I wore a badge too. Retired from the county with a bum shoulder and a titanium hip, but I still know most of the folks down at the sheriff's office. So next morning I drive to town, show Harland. The sheriff the footage. He stares at the screen and just shakes his head. That's HOA, not law enforcement. What the hell are they doing up on your land? Good question. He files a report, asks me for a statement. I'm ready. I don't give these HOA vultures an inch, already have a printed affidavit and flash drive in my pocket. That afternoon, I'm back at the ranch, standing by my gate, sipping black coffee, watching the ridge where that HOA patrol keeps parking. They always stop just outside their boundary, close enough to watch me, far enough to play dumb if questioned. I ain't scared, but I don't like being watched, so I throw up another camera. Low-profile motion tracking, the whole 9 yards. Let them try something now. Sure enough, that night, the white SUV comes creeping by again, slow as syrup, just idling there for 5 minutes before rolling back down to their cookie-cutter village. It was clear as day they'd picked the wrong rancher to mess with. A week later, they upped the ante. Find an envelope zip-tied to my gate, fancy letterhead, embossed, seal, all that nonsense. But I know a threat when I see one. I walk the property, spot their tire tracks and boot prints, then finally cut open the letter. Reads like a ransom note disguised as a memo. The HOA Safety Committee says my private road is under extended interest and observation because of emergency services and community visitors. They're demanding unrestricted access so they can begin assessment and compliance modifications within 30 days. If I refuse, they'll file a formal complaint to the county. I nearly choke from laughing. They're not asking, they're ordering. Like my private driveway is a public cul-de-sac. You ever been threatened by someone trying to steal your boots while you're still wearing them? That's how it felt. I shoot the letter to my lawyer. Rachel, mean as a rattlesnake, sharp as glass. 10 minutes later, she calls. They've lost their goddamn minds, Milo. That road is yours. It's on a separate parcel. It's not in their overlay district. They can't even breathe on that asphalt without risking a lawsuit. She fires off a cease and desist legal notice, the whole package. Next day, new letter from the HOA, even nastier. This one's from Karen West, president, self-appointed queen of the fake town below. They're conducting a mandatory inspection and are authorized to enter for documentation. Authorized by who? The Lord Almighty. Rachel responds with a scorcher, lists every county, and federal trespassing code says any more unauthorized entry is a criminal offense. I staple that letter right on my gate. Still, these people don't stop. That night, the SUV rolls past again. The next morning, there's a camera on a tripod pointed at my land, like they're shooting a documentary how to lose a lawsuit in 10 days. I stare right into the lens and flip it off, then get creative. Set up fake survey signs and orange cones just inside my gate, made it look official bait for anyone dumb enough to trespass again. Sure enough, 2 patrol guys show up, one recording one, poking at the cones, totally oblivious to the silent sensor under the gravel that tags every step. I toast myself with a whiskey that night. This was about to get good. Then, just as I'm thinking things can't get dumber, my hay delivery guy Hank calls, voice tight as barbed wire. "Milo, I'm stuck." Some HOA guys in vests block me with cones, say I need a permit. Hank's tough, but he's rattled. "They're taking pictures of my plate," he says. I tell him to sit tight. "Don't talk, don't move. I'll handle it." I roll down slow body cam on, and there's the scene: 2 self-important HOA patrols, orange cones, white SUV parked sideways like a checkpoint. I step out, show them the county map deed trail cam blinking right above. "Gentlemen, you're trespassing. This is private land." They hesitate, then start moving cones, mumbling as they back down. Hank hollers, "You want me to run one of them over next time I tell him tempting, but let's give the law a chance." That body cam footage, I upload it private at first, then public just for spite. It goes viral, 10,000 views by sunset. Sheriff's office gets a kick out of it. Local legend status, I guess. Next morning, the HOA sends me an official email summons to appear before their disciplinary committee for aggressive and uncooperative behavior. I nearly spit my coffee across the barn. I forward it to Rachel. She tells me this is harassment, pure and simple, and preps the paperwork. Meanwhile, I keep the fake survey signs up this time, adding a QR code linking straight to the county land registry, my name, my property, my rights. Next time the patrol shows up, clipboard guy scans the code, stares at his phone like he just realized he stepped into a bear trap. They leave without a word. I pour another coffee and watch from the porch, grinning. But then comes the twist. New car at the gate, not HOA, not sheriff. Some guy in a too clean county windbreaker claims he's with infrastructure inspection badge, looks like it was printed at Kinko's. I call the sheriff. Put it on speaker. "Nope, we didn't send anyone. Hold him there." I turn to the guy. "You might want to sit tight. You're about to meet a real deputy." He bolts, kicks up dust. Never seen a county inspector move so fast. His car registered to Karen's husband. Rachel starts prepping a restraining order, and criminal charges impersonating a public official is a felony in this state. And then Karen herself finally shows, flanked by her 2 patrol goons. She paces by my gate, calls. The sheriff claims I threatened her with a shotgun. Deputies show up, look embarrassed when I hand them 6 angles of camera footage showing Karen, her fake inspector, and her patrol boys violating cease and desist. They escort her downtown, hand her boys a warning and citations. One of them shouts, "This isn't over." He's right, just not how he thinks. A couple days later, I hear pounding by the road. Drive down to find a full-on HOA checkpoint canopy, signs, barricades, 2 certified guards waving down vehicles. Karen standing off to the side, arms folded, grinning like she just solved world hunger. She tries to hand me a laminated pass. My own name spelled wrong. I tell her, "Congratulations. You just committed criminal trespass and unlawful restriction of movement." She tries to brush it off, but I'm recording. I read out the violations, point out the statute, and not a minute later, the cavalry arrives. Sheriff, prosecutor, news van rolling up the hill. Karen goes pale as the charges are read. Obstruction, trespassing, impersonation. Her checkpoint collapses, her guards scatter. She's given a choice: come quietly or face more charges. She chooses the quiet ride, but not without threatening me one last time. "You'll regret this, Milo. This isn't over." I wave. "Thanks for the pass, Karen." Court date comes quick. Karen shows up with a lawyer who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. Judge lays it out plain. This isn't neighborly disagreement. This is about law. Rachel presents the evidence, maps, deeds, videos. fake inspector, checkpoint, you name it. The verdict. Karen gets probation, community service, banned from the HOA, patrol goons get fined. The HOA eats a $30,000 penalty. Judge makes it clear property rights matter. I leave the courthouse to a reporter's mic in my face. Any comment? I just look up at the sky and say, I just want to go home. This time, nobody stops me. Nobody. Month later, I put up a new sign, solid steel black on silver private road. No HOA patrol, no Karen, no exceptions. Life gets quiet again. Cameras still roll, lights still shine, but the HOA patrol's gone. Karen's face is missing from the newsletter. The new board's too busy repainting tennis courts to bother me. Hank swings by with another hay delivery, sees the new sign, tips his hat. You hiring security? I laugh. Only if you come with a flamethrower. Now here's my question. How far is too far when it comes to protecting your land? Would you let an HOA bully you off your own driveway, or would you stand your ground? Drop your story, your thoughts on justice down below. Because out here we've got enough room for every opinion, but not a single inch for HOA nonsense.